During Pearl Harbor, you're probably familiar with all the airplanes that came in to attack. Obviously did the most amount of damage. However, there was also midget submarines, which are, just how they sound, a little tiny submarine that only fit 2 people in it. They had a couple torpedoes, and then the plan is after they did whatever they were going to do, they were going to then try and escape, get picked up, and scuttle the submarine. Now, a whole bunch of these were made during the war, and there was, I think, 5 that were used to try and attack Pearl Harbor, only a couple of them successfully. One of them was damaged, ran aground, and those guys were captured. However, there was another one that was damaged by depth charges dropped by Americans and sunk. However, when they picked it up in the 60s, there was no bodies inside, meaning the guys escaped. And this was found really close to shore. And so there's a big mystery around it because there was a very real chance that they could have snuck into the United States right after this, blended in with the Japanese community there, never admitting that they were part of the attack on Pearl Harbor because at the time they had considered that they failed because they didn't sink them all. So they were actually, potentially, if this happened, they would have been very embarrassed by this. Like many of the men who attacked Pearl Harbor, many of them, because they felt like they didn't actually do enough, they felt very embarrassed by the attack and they did not admit to it until much later in life. Probably more likely that these guys just drowned off the coast. But at the time, it also would have been pretty easy for anyone to blend in to the population in Hawaii and just kind of live normal lives, never telling about what really happened. Is this the case? Who knows? But it is interesting.